Let's talk about the possibility of artificial intelligence machines becoming self-aware. There are a growing number of machine learning researchers who think artificial intelligence might come to gain self-awareness. In an interview with 60 Minutes, DeepMind CEO, Demis Hassabis admitted that AI may be headed in that direction. He said, quote, "Philosophers haven't really settled on a definition of consciousness yet. But if we mean self-awareness and these kinds of things, I think there's a possibility that AI one day could be." So, what if we told you we're on the verge of understanding this complex process that might help us build machines capable of self-perception and much more? Hold on to your seats as we dive deep into this intriguing realm of artificial intelligence on WS Matrix channel. Don't forget to subscribe now so you can get more of these videos on science and AI. Okay, so here's the deal. According to the philosophical approach called mechanism, we humans are essentially a type of machine. The way we think, communicate, understand the world. All these capabilities can be seen as the results of mechanical processes we're yet to fully comprehend. And one way to understand these processes better is to build machines that mimic our abilities. It's a fascinating idea, isn't it? This is what makes AI such a thrilling field of study. We've come so far in technology that we're now seriously pondering whether AI can in fact become self-aware. It's an odd feeling to realize that we may not be far off from this artificially intelligent android in the movie Ex Machina. Current advanced models like GPT-4 and Midjourney can perform tasks that were once exclusive to humans. They can engage in convincing human-like conversations, pass professional exams, and even generate stunning imagery from just a few words in photorealistic detail, in different styles of whatever artist style you can think of. AI art such as Midjourney and Stable Diffusion can even generate a unique style of its own. That's actually a very impressive progress. But despite all these advancements, there are still some questions that leave us scratching our heads. Can we make a machine self-aware? Can a machine be aware that others possess consciousness? What is the concept of identity and meaning in the context of AI? Various philosophical theories attempt to answer these questions, but none of them have been able to provide a mechanistic explanation, a clear step-by-step understanding of how these phenomena occur. However, there's been some breakthrough in this domain. A series of research papers accepted for the 16th Annual Conference in Artificial General Intelligence in Stockholm propose a mechanistic explanation for these elusive phenomena. Essentially, the research describes how we could possibly build a machine that's aware of itself, of others, and even how it is perceived by others. Imagine a machine that knows what you think of it. So what's the magic recipe? A significant part of intelligence boils down to making accurate predictions about the world with incomplete information. The less information a machine needs to make these accurate predictions, the more intelligent we consider it to be. Remember, there's an upper limit to how much intelligence can be useful for a given task. For instance, we're smart enough to learn to drive a car, but simply being smarter probably won't make us better drivers. In this context, the research describes this upper limit of intelligence and what is required to build a machine that reaches it. Interestingly, there's evidence to favor the principle, which the author coined as Bennett's razor, that suggests that explanations should be no more specific than necessary. This principle differs subtly, but significantly from the more popular Occam's razor, which prefers simpler explanations. In an AI experiment about learning simple math, it was found that the AI experiment done by giving just the necessary amount of explanation without getting too specific has outperformed its counterpart by as much as 500%. This led the researchers to a mechanistic explanation of meaning, something related to a concept called Grisson pragmatics. Now you might be asking, what's that? Grisson pragmatics is a philosophy of language theory that explores how meaning is connected to intent. Here's a simple way to think about it. To survive, an animal needs to predict how its environment, including other animals, will react. You wouldn't hesitate to leave a car unattended near a dog, but you probably wouldn't do the same with your tasty lunch, right? This understanding of the potential intent of others, which stems from their feelings and preferences, is crucial for survival, not just for animals, but for intelligent machines as well. And it's not just about understanding the intent of others. If a machine can assign intent to the events and experiences it encounters, it leads us to the concept of identity, what it means for a machine to be aware of itself and others. This brings us to causality, the relationship between cause and effect. To a human, it's obvious that forcing someone to wear a raincoat on a sunny day won't make it rain. But explaining these subtleties of cause and effect to a machine is a bit more complicated. However, the papers propose a way to create a machine that performs at the highest level of intelligence for a task. By definition, such a machine must accurately identify cause and effect, meaning it must infer causal relationships. Now, if a machine learns, "I caused it to happen," then it must construct concepts of I, an identity for itself, and it. Are you beginning to see the connection here? The abilities to infer intent, understand cause and effect, and construct identities are all tied together. A machine that reaches the peak of intelligence for a task needs to demonstrate all these capabilities. It needs to build an identity for itself and every object that influences its ability to perform the task. This machine can then use its own preferences as a baseline to predict what others may do, quite similar to how humans infer intent in non-human animals. What does this mean for AI, you may ask? The human mind is vastly more complex than the simple programs used in these experiments. The research provides a mathematical description of a possible causal pathway to creating a machine that could arguably be self-aware. However, engineering such a machine, one that has human-like experiences and feelings, remains a monumental challenge. What's more, we're still far from being able to fully test for the full richness of human consciousness. Consciousness is an incredibly broad and ambiguous concept. While this research provides a mechanistic explanation for certain aspects of consciousness, it does not capture the full breadth and depth of consciousness as we humans experience it. It's only the beginning of a journey, and future research will need to build upon these insights. All right, we've taken a dive into the fascinating realm of self-aware machines and explored the boundaries of what might be possible. We've discussed a philosophical approach, new principles, the connection between intent and identity, and the importance of understanding cause and effect. All of these might hold the key to creating machines that could be self-aware, a development that would revolutionize the field of artificial intelligence. So, what do you think about all this? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to stay updated with the latest in science and artificial intelligence. Here at WS Matrix, we're always keen on discussing and unraveling the mysteries of the universe.